Companion brand new movie that just hit theaters to close out the month of January. This film, now before I get into that, there is a first trailer. It doesn't really give away the main first kind of twist of the movie. The second trailer does. So for people out there who go into movies as blind as possible, I am not even going to hint at the first kind of big twist of the movie that the second trailer spoils. So this plot synopsis will be very vague, and my review itself will be very vague of this movie. Sophie Thatcher stars as Iris, as well as Josh, who's played by Jack Quaid. They're a happy couple going to a billionaire's mansion, basically, on this secluded place that we don't know where, to enjoy themselves with the weekend with their friends, which includes Patrick, played by Lucas Gage, Kat, played by Megan Surrey, and Eli, played by Harvey Guillen, and the actual billionaire Sergey is played by Rupert Friend. But along the way, death and more things hit this group on this lakeside estate. The film is an hour and 37 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back to a brand new review here at Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. Talking about all things companions. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell if you're new to the channel. I do movie and TV show reviews, movie rankings, box office breakdown shows, and I do instant reactions and out of theater reactions. So please, if you like any one of those things, consider subscribing and ring that bell for notifications. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on Companion? How blind were you on this movie going in? And if you liked it, did you not like it? Are you going to check this out in theater or wait for it to come out on streaming? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also, please hit that like button. So, as I said, the movie I was really interested in from the first trailer. It's a really good teaser trailer. It doesn't reveal really any major plot points from the movie. And then they released around like a month or two ago the second trailer, which turned to be the final trailer and the one they used for the most of its marketing leading into its release. And it spoiled the first kind of big major plot point of the movie. And I was kind of disappointed that the marketing showed it. And if you see the posters or any of the recent ads on YouTube or on your cable, stuff like that, they've just kind of dealt their hand now with what they see. So I came into it, I couldn't really avoid it because I go to the movies every single week and they show, especially when I go to AMC, a bajillion trailers before movies start. So it's kind of, I can't really avoid seeing. So I did see what it is, but I do want to say out there for people who don't go to the movies that much and don't see trailers, I don't really want to spoil anything because I think this movie, the best experience for anyone seeing this movie is as blind as possible. So I'll say that before, and again, I'm not going to make any even hints at stuff that is in the movie that is spoiled in trailers. So I just want to put that out there as well. So let's get my thoughts on Companion. And I think this is a really great and innovative film from writer-director Drew Hancock, who's in his directorial debut. This comes with the producing team behind 2022's Barbarian, and even the director and writer of that film, Zach Cregger, is a producer on this film. Barbarian is one of my favorite films of that year. I've been following Cregger's career since then. And this film does a very similar thing with Barbarian, which is both similarly, if you don't know anything in advance, that makes the movie all the better for it. I was completely blinded by Barbarian because it wasn't, again, a big movie. This feels like a much bigger movie than Barbarian as it pertains to the mainstream. But also, both movies are juggling multiple different genres, as they say. This movie at times is, first of all, a romance film, then it can be a horror thriller film, and then also it's kind of a dark comedy and just regular comedy. The movie tackle, and then the big twist, the first twist that is spoiled in the trailers makes it a whole other genre. So it's really juggling so many things going on in a really tight runtime with not a big cast. And I think the movie completely achieves that. The movie at times can be very sweet, it can be very relatable, but also it can be very thrilling, on the edge of your seat, at times terrifying. And then also it can be really funny. I was laughing a lot throughout this movie, both on the dark comedy moments that maybe some other people won't be laughing at, but also the movie does have genuine, really good comedy thrown in there. And that is a really tough task from a screenplay perspective. It's a lot of different tones with a lot of different genres, trying to have multiple messages. So really just really one or two main messages to get across. And This is a type of message that most movies fumble the ball telling. What the movie does a great job of is showing you, then just telling you. It doesn't treat its audience like they're stupid. Yes, does it reveal motivations for characters as the movie goes on? It does, but they don't fully have to basically give someone a monologue to explain their entire motivation. You can understand that by someone's acting motivation as well. So that I thought was a really underrated part that probably most people won't be talking about, but it's a really underrated part, which is movies like this have characters, go on for a 3-minute monologue on why they're in this situation and what's led them to this point and why they're motivated. You can kind of get that based off of the way characters are acting in this film. That's really impressive, both from the writing and directing perspective. The acting, though, is really good. Sophie Thatcher is becoming someone on the rise here in Hollywood after both Yellow Jackets and Heretic in 2024. And here she's the complete lead, unlike in Heretic, where she's one of three basically leads. She's definitely the main focus of this film, and she has an extremely nuanced and complex performance going on. And as I said, I can't really get completely into it because of, as I said, the thing I won't get into. But it's a really vulnerable and a difficult performance to get right on how she's supposed to act in particular situations. And Thatcher delivers in this film. Jack Quaid also absolutely smashes out of the park, as well as Josh, someone who might not be the best of boyfriends to have, but you understand a lot of what he's going through or what he thinks he's going through in his mind, all through performance, more so than actual script telling you. And Quaid's really terrific because he has that easy likability, charisma coming from him, but he can get dark very quickly, and Quaid's really good. The importance here is that Quaid and Thatcher have great chemistry in the film, and the film would fall apart if the two characters wouldn't match from a chemistry perspective, and Quaid and Thatcher do. The whole ensemble is really strong. Lucas Gage has been, again, another rising star in Hollywood over the last 4 or 5 years, is really excellent. His chemistry with Harvey Guillen's character is very strong. Rupert Friend clearly was having a blast in that billionaire role, and Megan Surrey plays the perfect person in a friend group that you might think might not like you, but maybe has a devious way of looking at it. I find that to be a very relatable character in this friend group. The film, as I said, is really quick, paced extremely well, and the first two acts are very fresh, original, on the edge of your seat. Now, from a problem for me, the biggest problem with the movie is the third act, and I didn't think that the third act reached the levels of energy or freshness of the plot as the first two acts. I was on the edge of my seat with the first two acts, and most of the twists and turns that the movie provides are ones that I did not see coming outside of the first one that was spoiled in the trailer. So that got me really excited that the thing that's spoiled in the trailer is just a piece of what the movie actually is that I really enjoyed. So I really felt like I was on a really good roller coaster ride, not knowing what was coming next. But as the first two acts were very inventive and innovative, the third act kind of fell more in kind of the cliche way this movie was gonna end. That's something really tough with plots like this, which is that it gets you on the ride and again, the third act isn't bad. I thought the third act was okay. It was kind of the stereotypical fine ending to a movie like this. I think that if the movie had an all-time, I'm not saying twist, just a really great ending, this could have probably made my top 10 when I talk to you guys in 2026 when I'm ranking my top 10 favorite movies of the year. But because of, I think the ending itself, compared to the first two acts, can be underwhelming. It definitely hurts the movie a lot. Not a lot, but enough, in my opinion, not to have it probably my top 10, 5 to 10 movies of 2025 at the end of the year. So I wish the third act is fine. It's passable. I just wanted the movie to continue hitting home runs because it was for the first hour of the movie, but then the last 30 minutes I thought was passable. I wish it was great. And I wish there was a little bit more time spent sometimes, especially with the character of Kat, who seemed like a pretty focal element of what actually was going on in the movie, but she felt more kind of like a throwaway character, especially in the third act of the movie. And then there's a big character decision made by a character, how this person can't recognize another character. And that whole part kind of pulled me out of the movie. But overall, this is a blast of a movie. And those are just really, those last two ones are minor critiques. I really had a blast with Companion. This is one of the best January movies in years, in my opinion, and I'm very excited to talk to people about this movie in my life. So I'm going to give Companion a 4 out of 5 stars and 83%. Very high grade, especially for a movie in January. So what are your thoughts on Companion? Let me know in the comment section, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon.